Morning. Let's get started with one of my earlier quick questions. How do I leverage my farm animals to maximize the benefit of my small holding? Now, this question has been asked quite a bit, but there's a lot in that question. So let's take a piece out of it and ask the question, what is a farm animal? Now, you may think that that's kind of a silly question in the first place, because when we think of farm animals, almost all of us think of chickens or pigs, horses, and cows. And though true, have you ever thought to consider geese or ducks, quail, worms, black fly larvae, even reptiles or other kinds of animals, guineas, guinea pigs, and so forth? Are they farm animals? And across this land, I have rarely seen a farm that doesn't have a few of these. Lovely dog. This is Finnegan. But what about cats? But do they count? Now, what is a farm animal probably varies from place to place or plan to plan. But evaluating whether this is an animal that lives on a farm or is a farm animal can help us to achieve a better outcome and a more honest approach to what we're doing. Now, farm animals need to contribute to the plan and place in a tangible way. These contributions are generally focused in the financial output, the fertility or productivity of the individual farm or homestead. Let me give you some examples from our farm. So pigs, like our Rosie here. Traditionally, pigs on a farm provided one really only asset, and that was meat. Whether that was to sell the animals for meat or to raise it to eat yourselves. And that's one of the reasons why we got Rosie, was to be able to produce our own piglets, to be able to generate our own output rather than having to rely upon others. But in the modern era, or I guess I should, by looking back to the past, we brought up in the modern times the idea of using pigs for their second and maybe even their greatest potential, which is to increase the fertility and the output of the land that you have. As they will go through as true omnivores and diggers, they will go out and turn a poor piece of soil into something of higher benefit. Ducks like the Muscovy that we have here and Anconas, both of which breeds we raise here on our farm. We have them for three primary functions. The first one, and I think the most important, is that they ravenously consume their weight in insects every 2 to 3 days during the spring, summer, and fall months. And this works extensively in our garden, our large market garden, and our limited row crops that we do here on our small holding. Second, their eggs bring a very good price at farmers markets and aid in the production of pastries and pastas, delivering wonderful flavors as well as increased fluffiness and better textures. Yeah, I know. You don't like to be held. And then thirdly, because Muscovies and Anconas are both heritage breeds, we sell their young at a good price amongst private individuals who are interested in expanding and maintaining the breed for its high potential and capability. So I think in both of these cases, as well as many others on our farm, these animals are farm animals that are providing such. But what about those animals that aren't really providing any tangible benefit? You know, the pasture pets. I mean, we have one on our property right now. And though sometimes these pasture pets go through phases where they're currently not providing, but they have in the past, these animals are, and they may even provide emotional support and engagement. Hey, brown shirt, how you doing? We have to take in mind that those animals are there not to serve the farm, but to serve us. So why does it matter in the first place? If they're a farm animal and an animal lives on a farm, I think there's two reasons. One, taxes. Farm animals provide the opportunity for some tax exemptions if they're contributing to your agricultural expertise, period, nonstop. But two, I think it goes back to the original question that was asked. Sorry about that. How do I maximize the output or efficiency of my holding by leveraging the farm animals I have? If the animals aren't aiding in that process, you can't maximize the benefit. And as much as we have an idealistic view of what living on a farm is, it's a business and it's an enterprise. If the animals contribute, then together you're building something great. And if they don't, then they're detracting from what you're trying to build. And this is something you need to have an honest evaluation with yourself and with the people involved in what you're doing. Over the next few weeks, We'll discuss these animals and how they fit on the farm. We'll also go down the rabbit hole of specific breeds and the pros and cons to raising them and the attributes they have, where they live, and how they can better serve your interests in your plan and in your place. So until then, keep your eyes and ears open, stay curious, and join us again on Down the Rabbit Hole with 100 Family Farms.